All right, good evening. All right, good evening, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you are. This is your one and only MC Moas from Outburst. Thank you so much for tuning in. I believe that you've been having an awesome week. I don't know about you, but for me, it was great. You know, we keep on looking at the silver lining in all this pandemic season. So kindly join me tonight. Let's share some positivity. Let me know on the chat, how has your week been? Kindly let the fingers do the typing. Let us know, how was your week? And I'll read all the shout outs. Also, let me know where you're hearing me from. And it will be great. Thank you so much, Lucy Wagoya. I can see you. Thank you for joining. Vincent Kenajui, I see you. Koi, karibu sana. Nancy, you have another friend of yours, Nancy Minor, karibu sana. Stella Mutuko, how you doing? Every one of you, thank you so much for tuning in to the meeting tonight. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you see someone that you know, you can send out shout outs to them, and I'll be reading them all the way from wherever I am. I'm in Kiambu County. Let me tell you, the rain is pouring, but we are enjoying ourselves. I'm hoping that we'll not have technical problems tonight, and it's gonna be great. Nancy, you are. I can see you there. Monchinji Karanji, karibu sana. Lucy Favor is saying that the week is blessed. Tuned in from Tena Estate. Thank you so much for tuning in. Dalmas Were, my good friend there from Moja One. Your week has been fantastic. Let's know how your week has been right here at Candid Conversation. This is season 2, and we're gonna have some great fun. And let me tell you, this is the place where we share positivity. We know that sometimes we've had it rough, but you know what? When we come in early in the week on Tuesday evening, we do not remain the same. Last week we had a blast. Let me tell you, we had an awesome guest called Danish Odongo, and the question was, what if it's not well with my soul? And tonight I want to ask you, how is your soul? Pastor Omore, you made it amazing. You're saying that you're doing well. Pastor Omore uko hapo Salem, thank you so much for watching me tonight. I'm your pastor, so you listen as I preach. Karibu sana, Pastor Omore. And Nancy Minor, you're saying that your week has been fantabulous. Thank you so much for tuning in. Alan K, signing in with Ann K. Mwangi, karibuni sana. Teresa, you're tuning in from Thika, karibu sana. Faith, my friend from Kisumu Dala. It's always great to see your name right there. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Vincent Kenyaju from Kabete, karibu sana. Huko najua most likely kunanyesha. I don't know if it's raining where you are, whatever the weather. Mwangi Eunice from Nairobi, whatever the weather, how the week has been, don't worry, you are in the right place, doing the right thing right here at Candid Conversation season 2. And in this is our episode 2. So if you're not here last week, guess what? You're not too late. You are catching up, and you'll catch up real fast. Let me tell you, last week we had a blast, and the question is, what if it's not well with your soul? That was last week. Tonight, it's gonna be even better. So thank you, Yusuf from Mombasa, Santana, and Nancy Mana from South Sea. I like the sea. Huko lazima kuna mafuriko. Karibu sana. Faith, you're tuning in from 001. Awaiting the rains, we will send them there. Keep Korir. Victor from Kericho. Hi, Victor. How is Kericho, bana? Tutumie chai, it's gonna be good. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. I want to check if my DJ is okay. Let me try one more time. DJ Kanye D, could you try give us some lyrics before we start the meeting tonight? DJ Kanye D, are you there? Kanye D, uko? All right, I can see my good DJ is probably having some technical issues, but not to worry. When he's on, we will let him entertain us a bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. We had some technical issues, but we are back. We are back. Sorry about that. Let me tell you, we have to live with it. All right, these are the things we have to deal with. Technical issues, but we are here. We are live. This is Candid Conversation Season 2, Episode 2, and tonight we have a great speaker who is known to most people, and let me tell you, when I posted this, some people came out blasting saying, this is my buddy, you know, I know her, she's my friend. So ladies and gentlemen, I know she's not new to most of us, but we're gonna have a good time tonight. I want to give a shout out to all our sponsors and our partners, Warriors, who are hydrating us. You know, I'm enjoying the water right here. Warriors, I'm drinking that for you. Kefka, thank you so much. Serena Hotels, you're the best, you know. Loreto Convent Musongari, we appreciate your support. And Kay NW Limited. Tonight we're gonna have a good show. And for you guys, I can see already 95 of us are tuning in tonight. I want to tell you that you will not regret. It's gonna be a good time, a good show, and we are gonna be enlightened. We will learn, and from here we're gonna be transformed and be great people. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in case you invited your friend and they cannot tune in on Zoom, they can also follow us live. We are live on Facebook, so they can do Facebook Live in case they cannot come into the meeting, and they will not, they will not be disappointed. They will be part of us, and it's gonna be great. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, allow me not to take a lot of time, because we have come quite some great discussions with the guests tonight, and the topic for tonight is it okay to be okay? Is it okay not to be okay? Is it okay not to be okay? So before I introduce the guest tonight, could I kindly know, are we okay? Are we okay? Tell me, type, are you okay? Are you okay? Let me see. Are you okay? Type, let me see if you're okay. If someone asks you, how are you doing? What would you say? Are you okay? What would you say? If someone asked you, are you okay? What would you say? I'm waiting to see. If someone asked you, are you okay? What would your answer be? What would your answer be? All right. If someone asked you, how are you doing? What would your answer be? All right, so I can see a few people who have already written, I'm okay, yes, I'm doing fine. And most of the time, like we said last week, when someone comes to you and says, how are you doing? Most of us rush and we say we are okay, and sometimes we are not doing okay. Last week, the question was, how is your soul? All right, and so the big question is, are you okay? So Business Lifestyle is saying everyone will say they are okay, even if they are not okay. And so we want to change and support each other, especially in these turbulent times. These times are different from all other times. And so if you ask if you're okay, it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to say that you are not. So our guest tonight is a practicing mental health professional. I can see she has great title, BSc, MSc in organizational psychology. She's a PhD holder, so what an awesome person for us to hear from. And she is well conversant with areas in addiction. She's an addiction expert, trauma and psychological briefing therapist. She talks about loss and grief, and so she'll be talking to us about all these things. But she's also the leading psychologist in some of the organizations that we know, among them Living Dreams Center. She's been consulting for Adrian Kenya, Equity Afya Clinic, and many more. And above all, she also has been working with Amref University. She'll tell us more about herself, and I want to give her about. I want to give Dr. Josephine Kenya about 3 minutes to kindly just introduce herself to us and tell us what is unique about her. Karibu sana, Daktari. Dr. Josephine Kenya, are you there?
Our microphone is off.
We are there.
All right, go ahead, Daktari. How are you doing?
You can hear me?
Yes, I can, loud and clear, and I believe everyone else can do that. How are you doing, Daktari?
I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. And thank you for having me this evening.
Karibu sana. Dr. Josephine?
Are you there? Are you there?
Yes, now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, beautiful. I was just, saying that thank you for having me and thank you for that humble introduction. I'm here to learn from you too, as we interact this evening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dr. Josephine, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? But most importantly, I want to know what is unique about you. You know, we are 100 of us here and all of us are unique in our own way. But what we want to know tonight, the mic is on you. You're on the hot seat. What is unique about you, Doc?
What is unique with me is what
Daktari, I can't quite get you. Can everyone hear Daktari? Doc, I can't quite get to hear you. Dr. Josephine Kenya, can you hear me? All right. Sorry, Doc. I think you'll need to fix your mic. I think you'll need to fix your mic. Sorry. All right, as Daktari is fixing her mic, ladies and gentlemen, I'd want to start getting questions from you. Kindly just take some time. If you have a question, it's okay. Write it on the chat. And remember to also follow us on our social media platform. All right, kindly follow us on our social media platform. But let me see if Daktari is back. Dr. Josephine, can you hear me? Daktari, can you hear me? Hello, Daktari. All right, Daktari, can you hear me? Dr. Josephine, ladies and gentlemen, as our Daktari tries to fix her mic, I think she only has an issue with her mic, but she will be back in a jiffy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like we say, tonight, our topic is it's okay to be okay. And we have psychologists who will be talking to us, Dr. Josephine, and most of the time, let me tell you what, after last week's episode, I really had a rough time because during the week, I saw a guy on Bagadi Road, and we were on traffic going towards Timol, and this young man, you know, had only his boxers on. He looked okay, he looked fine, but unfortunately he only had his boxers on, and it came to my mind, you know, is it well with your soul? And we are tackling the same issue on mental health. I just kept asking myself, how did it get here for this guy? And you know what? That same guy is someone's son, is someone's brother, is someone's husband if he's married, and you know he's someone's father. He has children, but it got to where it was, and tonight we just want to know, how do people get there? Can we be helped not to get there? And if we are almost there, what can we do to just step back and hopefully, you know, redeem ourselves and our loved ones? And so, ladies and gentlemen, kindly stay tuned as we tackle the topic for today, depression, or it's okay not to be okay. Dr. Josephine, are you there? Let me see if she's back. Dr. Josephine Kenya, who is our guest tonight. Let me see, are you there? Dr. Josephine, are you there? All right.
Continue giving us a story as we wait.
Sorry?
Give us another story of another person you saw.
Oh. Let me try before I give you another story. Let me try if my DJ is on. DJ Candid, are you there? Candid? As our technical team tries to sort out Dr. Josephine. Yeah.
Yale umetenda yashangaza Bwana wewe, viumbe vyote vinaimba utukufu wako wewe. Yote umenena, kweli umetenda, Bwana wewe ni wema, Baba wewe. Yote umenena, kweli umetenda, Bwana wewe ni wema, Baba wewe. Pokea sifa, pokea na heshima, pokea utukufu, pokea wastahili mwenye enzi. Pokea sifa, pokea na heshima, pokea utukufu, pokea wastahili mwenye enzi. Pokea sifa, pokea na heshima, pokea utukufu, pokea wastahili mwenye enzi. Yale umetenda yashangaza Bwana wewe, viumbe vyote vinaimba utukufu wako wewe. Yote umenena, kweli umetenda, Bwana wewe ni wema, Baba wewe. Yote umenena, kweli umetenda, Bwana wewe ni wema, Baba wewe. Vita ulishinda Baba, kwa Yesu kuna raha Baba. Ufalme wako ufike, utakalo lifanyike, duniani kama mbinguni. Ufalme wako ufike, utakalo lifanyike.
All right, thank you, Candid. Let's try and see if our guest is back on studio here live. Dr. Josephine, are you here? Dr. Josephine Kenya, let's try one more time. Dr. Josephine, are you there? Dr. Josephine, are you there? All right, and even as we wait for Dr. Josephine, I just want to acknowledge our sponsors, Warriors for the fantastic drinking water to quench our thirst. You guys are phenomenal. Kefka, Serena Hotels, thank you for hosting us time and again. We are grateful. Loreto Msongari, KNW Limited, thank you so much for making this happen. You are with us season 1, and I thank you for supporting us even through season 2. Ladies and gentlemen, for you who is watching, wherever you're watching us from, we want to say asante sana for taking time to tune in, and I want to say that it's gonna be okay. All of us, you know, we have to learn all this technical stuff, and I think we can be okay. Dr. Josephine Kenya, are you okay? Dr. Josephine Kenya, I can see. I hope you are okay.
Yes. I'm sorry about that, each.
Not to worry. Karibu sana. Daktari, you're telling us about yourself. Kindly do that one more time.
Okay. Thank you so much, MC. I was saying that one unique thing about myself and what we do at Living Dreams is that we take our work like a calling, and we don't take it, so we treat our patients differently. We treat work differently. We take our satisfaction and our gratification comes from when we see our patients are doing better. That is
okay.
one new thing about us.
Oh, great, Daktari. Asante sana. Asante sana for coming on board tonight. I was just narrating a story to the people who have tuned in tonight, and I was sharing with them a story on how I met this young man. We were driving down Bagadi, and there was this young man, not known to me, but I saw him. He was only with his boxers on, and he was trying to control traffic. And I kept wondering, how did it get here? This is someone's husband, probably someone's son, someone's father. Dr. Kenya, how do we get there?
It is unfortunate that in this part of the world, mental health is not quite embraced. It is not understood, rather. And like you're clearly saying, this gentleman who you found in his boxers, most probably people said so many things about what they were seeing. But you see, the challenge we have with mental health is that it is not visible. So you could be driving with this guy and he's looking so healthy, and he's, you know, like for us grown-ups, when depression is, for example, setting, you know, any other mental health, what happens is some of us will slow down and others will become a bit hyper, you know. So it is it is not easy to pick it out and say this person has anxiety, this person has depression, or as this mental health coming in. So that is one unfortunate bit we have, the way mental health is perceived. And also it is not understood. It is not understood. You know, you tell me, someone comes and tells you that they are feeling depressed, and we laugh about it, you know. So that is one trick. Yeah.
Help us tonight. Daktari, help us tonight to unpack mental health or depression, which is our topic tonight. It's okay not to be okay. Kindly help us unpack this and tell us what is depression, and then how do we, what are some of the signs and symptoms, whether it's for us to watch out on ourselves or on our loved ones?
Yeah. So first of all, to our topic today, it is okay not to be okay. It is okay for one to say, you know, I'm not feeling okay, you know, and let's you know, just get over this narrative of anytime someone finds out how we are doing, even over chat, over phone call, and how are you, you really hear us saying that I am not okay, you know. because number one, what has happened is that mental health patients have been they have gone through a lot of stigma. And for example, when I say I'm not okay, you go, maybe someone will end up thinking I am having problems, I have issues, maybe with my relationships or money. So we kind of tend to camouflage that and fake it, like we are okay. And the thing is, we are not okay. So it is very, very important for us to know it is okay to say I am not okay, because you'll be able to get help. Yeah. So depression is one of the mental health issues that is very prevalent even in this part of the country, in this part of the world. Like, for example, in a research that was conducted the other year, Kenya ranked number 6 in Africa, and with the patients that are walking around and we are depressed, and some of these people have either sought help or they are just out there. So what we need to understand is that depression is both a physical illness and a mental illness, and it requires the same attention, like the way you'd get a cold or malaria or hypertension and you go seek help, without consulting anybody. You just feel like my body is not okay and you go, seek help. So it is very important to understand that depression is a very serious medical illness. It's a mood and emotional, it's a mood disorder, and it is marked with feelings of low self-worth. And you find somebody has reduced activity, they are no longer enjoying what they have been enjoying, and it comes with very, very serious symptoms, that are really noticeable, but we don't take that very seriously. Sometimes you think, like the other day I had a patient, and the relatives think that this fellow is pretending. They either don't want to work, they don't want to wake up, they don't want to eat. But if somebody has been doing all these things before and all of a sudden the behavior has changed, then we should be able to see that there is something wrong with it. So like you mentioned, yes, there are quite a number of symptoms that you can be able to see. Behavior change, you find that somebody is just feeling sad, the mood has changed. Their sleep, they're not sleeping well, the quality of sleep is disrupted. Their appetite has either increased or decreased. They're either eating too much or they are not eating at all. And you also find that they kind of tend to withdraw, And unlike children, for us, you find that for grown-ups, for adults, you find that some people even become more active when they are going through depression or when depression is setting in. They are coming to work early, they are doing things, they are following their routines, but they're just holding on there. These guys are just depressed, but they're just holding on there. So you find all these symptoms, which are general. Sometimes people, you find a fellow is not able to make decisions, very simple decisions. They are not able to make. You ask them for money, they are telling them nitaona, and they clearly don't have that money. You find that they are also feeling a lot of, unworthiness, and that is why most of the depression cases or patients, you find they tend to have suicidal ideation. So they keep on thinking about death. They keep on thinking about death. They look at life and they don't find it, what they're living anymore. So and through that now it comes with a lot of effects. You find somebody is feeling a lot of sadness or emptiness, insomnia, and that is all to do with the sleep. Trouble making. They have problems making or remembering. That is why you find sometimes a child say they're in school and their grades just drop. Or we are working at workplace and this person, the performance has gone down. They're either coming late, they are slow in, finishing assignments and stuff like that. And you also find that they have those feelings of clinginess. They cling, especially in relationships. You know, they don't want to be left on their own. Some of them, and others you find that they have weight fluctuations. Either somebody has lost weight, or they have hardened. You know, they had some kilos. They also have some increased pain sensitivity. They are sensitive to pain, you know, fatigue. You know, you find someone is just tired all the time. They are saying, I'm so tired, I'm so tired. For children, you find that the play or the activity comes down and they will withdraw. And for adults, you even find in some cases, you find that there is lowered interest in sex. You know, their libido goes down, and also their immune system is lowered, it's weakened. So you find they are getting coughs all the time. You find, you know, they are coming to hospital, but they have complaints of coughs, you know, running nose, some flus. But these are all effects of signs that this person could be, you know, depression could be setting in here. So those are some of the,
Sana, for all those signs and symptoms. Thank you so much about those signs and symptoms. I want to also just delve into some of the causes. What are some of the triggers? Some of those things that we should look out for?
Yeah, we have.
What triggers depression?
Depression is triggered by so many factors out there. Some are a combination of factors. We call them the risk factors for depression. Number one, we have there are people who are, or families that are predisposed to depression. So you find they have issues with their biochemistry. That is, the chemicals in the brain are not well balanced, or they have issues with the thyroid gland, which then brings in or makes a depression to set in. So we also have other factors like personality. You know, there are guys who are not able to, they have low self-esteem, and you find that they are easily overwhelmed by stress. So if, for example, they are going to town and they want to pick public transport, you find that they are not able to pick, or even if it starts raining, and this person is so stressed up. So there are people who have personalities that make them predisposed to depression. You know, small things that we would handle, you know, like you lose a phone and you are down, you know, 1 day, 2 days, you fix your phone, you get another line and everything, but they are not able to do that. That is personality factors that will make these guys, you know, pick depression. We also have environmental factors. And this, especially in our practice, we find this a lot, where you find, say, for example, in relationships, you find somebody has been in this relationship, and they have been exposed to continuous violence. Either it is emotional abuse or it is physical, but it has been there for a long time. So these people, you find they bottle up and they repress these emotions, and by the end of the day, you find that they think it's depression, because they start seeing like you hear some patients say that, you know, I don't see any light. I'm seeing darkness. You know, I don't see the need to live anymore. Others, especially also in children, you find that children who have been exposed to violence, say, for example, parents fighting, there's violence at home, you know, home is not home. You find that these children, when they get into their teens, they sink into depression, you know, because they have been used to the brain, or there's an hormone we refer to as cortisol, or the stress hormone. You find they are stressed, especially this time of COVID. They are stressed, and by the end of the day, you find they are sinking into depression. Poverty and neglect. Even for grown-ups, you find if your spouse or the spouse is neglecting, the partner is neglecting the other partner so much, you find this person start having feelings of unworthiness. And what happens is they sink into depression. We have substance abuse. Substance abuse has also been, and alcohol and substance abuse has been, research has shown that it could cause a depression, and the reverse is true. So we also have other people who are generally vulnerable to depression. Now, again, because I know we have quite a number of parents here, childhood experiences like trauma, like when children watch parents fighting, stonewalling, parents giving each other cold, silent treatment. These children become so predisposed to depression in their teenage and early years, early 20s. So there are so many factors that are known to cause depression, and the continuous stress, which now manifests or graduates into other conditions later in life, could cause depression. Of course, we have other pathological factors that would predispose us to depression. For example, if we have issues with our thyroid gland, we refer to it as thyroidism, you find that the brain, there is less of that, the hormone in the brain, or too much of it. So you find that this person thinks is in depression. And MC, maybe to mention one thing or two, depression is very different from just being sad. Sadness. It is different from things like grief. If we lose a loved one, it is normal to grieve, to feel sad. But that cannot be depression. Yeah, so it is very important to differentiate that. And I think because of seeing people, someone is going through grief, of course they are down, they will withdraw, or they become a little bit irritable, they're on the edge. Then we think it's depression. Depression is very, very different, and it should be handled as such. It requires its own diagnosis and treatment so that the patient can be able to go back to normal. Yeah.
Dr. Amso, the statistic that you gave us worried me. We are sixth in Africa in the number of people that are actually, battling depression. And you have given us so many, factors that can cause depression. But my question is there a way that I can protect myself from depression? You get, last week when we were talking to Danish Odongo, towards the end we asked him, is there a way to protect my soul from all this negativity and to stay mentally healthy? So tonight I want to hear from a doctor. What are those things that I can start doing?
Okay, especially at this time, you find that we are undergoing a lot of stress. There's a lot of, it is very difficult moment for us, especially now during the pandemic, and even before, even post-COVID, we shall have issues in life that will predispose us or push us into depression. But what are some of the things that we can be able to do to prevent, or really to make sure that we don't get there, because getting into depression, really, it's like getting into a deep pit that, you don't know how to get out there. And like we said, we are always saying, I'm okay, and I know clearly I'm not okay. So I could stay even in that pit for a longer time, just even speaking to myself and saying I'm okay, I'll be fine, trying to pray and all these and going for, all these things and everything. But like you ask, what can we do? Number one, it is, let's just be optimistic about life. Yeah. And the most important thing first is to be self-aware, to be aware of my emotions. When I'm low, let me just face it, I am feeling low. and I'm feeling low because of A, B, C, D. You know, sometimes patients would come and a patient says, I'm feeling like this, I don't know what's the problem. So we go into the story, let's go backwards, what has been happening with your life, and then we are able to pick, you know, this is it, this is it, this is it. So let's be optimistic about life. Life will always be tough, you know, even before COVID. You know, the research that I just shared was done in 2014 by World Health Organization, and that is when it was covered. We were rating very high in terms of patients or people who live with depression in this country. So let's be optimistic about life, you know. Let's be optimistic. COVID will one day just be like the common cold that we have. Optimism, finding hope. You know, but what do? We keep on asking how many new cases today? You know, we call them cases. How many new cases today? It has gone down at least, or it has gone up. Now we are going. So we live a very toxic, or we have a lot of toxic negative thoughts. You know, we are always looking at the way we are not going to make it. Remember when COVID started, there was a lot of anxiety and a lot of uncertainty. And people didn't know what, like last year, people didn't know what is going to happen tomorrow. You know, you ask parents when are schools opening, no one knew when the schools are opening. So there was a lot of anxiety around that time. And you see it now in 2021, nothing has changed. So what we can only do is just to really take it personally, to be optimistic about life. Live a day at a time, you know, live a day at a time. Let's live in the moment. Mindfulness. If you're eating that food, I always tell people, you know, enjoy the food. If you're eating that geveri, just look at the maize and admire that maize seed and the bean and the whatever else is put in there, and just enjoy that food. Let's not be on our phone, you know, social media, checking how many people are dying, how many people are being buried, and you see, we really intoxicate ourselves with all these negative thoughts. Now, the other thing is keeping a schedule. Human beings, we thrive in structure. But for example, right now, the way we are working from home, most of people are working from home. You find there's nothing structured. You can wake up anytime you are, you can do it, you are meeting in pajamas, but keeping a schedule, like what am I going to do? Okay, in the morning I'll wake up, I'll make breakfast, I'll do the chores, I'll attend a meeting. And when you attend a meeting at work and you're at home, let's just dress up. Wear the shoe, wear that heel, put on that, you know, just wear like you're going to the office and get ready for work, you know. Set a place at a corner. Even if it's a small house at 10 by 10, just have a corner where you know I'm going to work. You know, I tell parents, sometimes if you are blessed and you have a room where you can call office, just let the kids know that, you know, and let them help you to make even a tag to say, don't disturb, mommy is working or daddy is working. And you hang that tag there when you have office meetings. And let's try to put effort and be proactive in having these schedules, knowing where am I going from here? Because when we are not, you know, like animals, we are very different. So, and that's why you see, even in school, there is that bell that is rung in the morning, one lesson is over, another bell is rung, we are going for lunch. And that is how we grow up. We thrive in routine. So let's keep a schedule, even if it's a schedule everything that you have to do. Let's have a day that is organized, that I know where I'm going. So that the brain doesn't get this ambiguous moments where was I supposed? And sometimes you find even we are forgetting some meetings, very important meetings, you know. When being productive, you can do some exercises, and exercises, let them be in your schedule, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going for I'm running, going for my run, I'm doing my, exercises and all that. So being productive is also it will not, because just the word describes, depression means something is depressed. That's the literal meaning of the word depression, you know, something in Mendachini, you know, something is depressed somewhere. you know. So to stimulate the brain, then we need to be active. We need to be very productive. Even working from home, we should not just take advantage that nobody is supervising me and stuff like that. Let us intentionally and deliberately be, then contacting other people, keeping ourselves connected. You know, Kenyans, and I know this is an African thing, we like being together, we like talking to each other, you know, doing coffees and teas. So we could try doing that once in a while, and it should also be in schedule that I am going to have a video call with so and so. Let's laugh. Let them have their cup of coffee on their side that you're enjoying and, you know, you're having fun, you know. Then reframing our perspective, you know, recognizing that, you know, this is how I'm feeling. This is how I'm feeling, and this is how I should act. But because the reason why you see many people even getting violent, we have a lot of murders around, people murdering others, and this is happening actually mostly between the intimate partners, is because I act in that moment of anger. Maybe I've gone, some deals have not worked out there, I've crossed lines with my boss, and I go home. So when I get home, I don't realize that I'm actually angry. As I come from work, I'm very, very hungry person, and I really just need to be. I don't need to talk. I just need to maybe take a shower, have dinner, and just sleep. But without recognizing that this is the kind of emotion that I'm in, then we are not able to act accordingly. And that is why you see people are getting very, very violent with other people. So it is very, very important to reframe our perspective. COVID will one day go, you know, it will go. And I know what it has done. It has disrupted our routine. The social distancing, by the way, it has a lot of effect on us, on our social being as human beings. Because, okay, one thing, like, for example, the things we've been taking for granted, like shaking hands, hugging. Do you know when, for example, and we see it, when someone is maybe bereaved and all, they have lost someone, you find we hold them. That touch alone is all, hug them. What that touch does to the brain, it lowers the cortisol levels. Cortisol is an hormone that causes stress. It is actually called stress hormone. So just that act, it makes the brain to lower the stress levels, you know, and it decreases that hormone completely. Touch alone, you find if I'm stressed or someone is stressed and someone just touches them, holds them, hugs them, the heart rate will slow down, the blood pressure will lower, it will increase an hormone we call oxytocin, that is a love hormone, and it will bring the feel good effect, you know. And then consequently, then it also builds our immune system, you know. So much happens, especially right now. We used, you know, sometimes we would maybe look at, you know, like shaking hands and hugging and that touch, and even the high-fiving, that really meant a lot. And this research has actually been done based on the effect of touch on mental health. So this social distancing has a lot of effect, and we have to really be deliberate on trying to keep, you know, in touch with other people, with our friends, our lovely ones. Yeah.
Asante sana daktari. Awesome. Awesome. I like that. Being optimistic about self, be aware of your emotions. You enjoy life. Guys, it's not a rehearsal. Enjoy life. I like that about being organized and keeping a schedule, but most importantly, for us to get connected, you know, go for that coffee date, call, join that video call, you know, let's stay connected. But before we wind up, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to kindly type in your questions. We will be asking Dr. Josephine a few questions. What is there that is in your mind that has been bothering you and would want to ask today? I'd want us to do that. And then before we do the Q&A, you know, Daktari, tell us, so we are here, COVID is here. You know, it's not been easy for most people. Things are thick, and probably I am either hyperactive or reduced activity. And as I look around, some people are falling into depression. Where do we get help?
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And maybe I'll take a minute, Mr. Monkey, on just mentioning, if then we don't treat depression, what happens? If we continue hiding behind, I am okay when I'm not okay, what happens? We will see that violence will increase among especially among the intimate partners. Today, I had a case of a parent who was strangling a teenager. You see what I mean? So there will be a lot of violence. There will be substance abuse. People already abuse a lot of drugs. You know, we will have other cases of suicide, because when someone is depressed, they're in a deep hole that they think that they cannot get in. So we also have disintegration of relationships, and we have a lot of separations today as a result of guys are just depressed, you know, but they don't know. And I'm coming to answer, where do we get help? What do we do? So we have disintegration, we have relationship breaking down, we have separation, divorce, homicide. You know, remember the case we had in Kiambu, in your neighborhood, Mr. Mwangi?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, just a young man just wakes up and just decides the whole family is gone. That is depression, severe depression at least. Yeah. So we also have reduced performance at work. And you see it. That's a go slow. And people are sick. Guys are sick. But we just want, you know, dead right mates, seeing guys in the office, seeing guys in the meeting, but people are just sick. We also have increased criminal behaviors, and you have seen a lot of it, you know, rape and stuff like that. So back to your question, what do we do? There is help. What has happened is that, and I thank God that mental health there's awareness.
Where do we find help?
Yeah. There's help out here. We have certified psychologists, doctors who can be able to sit down and offer therapy. Their depression is treatable. It is treatable, but I would tell you it would be cheaper to start treating the depression earlier before it becomes severe. It graduates into severe. So we have, for example, at our center, that is at Living Dreams Forest Center, we offer therapy. Yeah, and it will be easier if this can be treated earlier. We have different treatments for depression, and it doesn't matter where the patient is at. We have ECT, we have psychotherapy, and we have other ways that the depression can be treated. So, for example, for us, we are located in Lavington, and our contacts are 0728 248 786. I shifted my gadget, so now maybe Mr. MC can type that for me. The number is 0728 248 786. 0728 248 786. Let's not shy. 0728.
The organization is called Living
Dreams Police Center. We are in Lavington, off Convent Drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I put that out, at least the number. Someone can probably see that. Dr. I know we took a bit of time. We took a bit of time before we rolled this. And so I will ask our viewers to kindly bear with us. Let's take another like 10 minutes. I like to respect time, and we do this every Tuesday, 8 to 9. but today we had a lot of technical issues. But I have so many questions which are coming through, and so let's go through the questions. And my pastor is asking that there is this thing of keeping my circle small, just being confined in my small corner of my world with very few chosen friends. Is that normal or abnormal behavior? Let me ask 3 questions, then you take them, Doc. Okay, that is question number 1. And then Coril, who is in Kericho, is asking, will someone who has had depression get it again? Okay, and then my other question, we are doing 3 at a time. Paulina is asking, how do we know that it's time to speak or to seek help? How do we know that it's time to speak out? Daktari.
Yeah, let me take Pastor's question first. And I would say that we are very different. We are very different. And we have people who are introverted, and we have individuals who are extroverted. Some people thrive in big groups. They like partying, they like socializing with large groups, but you find somebody who has an introverted, for example, personality would want to keep very few friends around them, you know, and that is where they thrive. When the crowd becomes bigger, then they just mute and they withdraw. So it is very normal. It is very normal, so long as I'm happy in that space. The other question is depression, can it recur? Yes, it can. It can. It can. One of the things that we are, especially people, individuals who are already predisposed genetically to depression or biologically, they have all those deficiencies I talked about, then you find that they can still get into depression again. So it can, yes, it can, we can relapse into depression again, even after being treated. Yeah.
Okay, there's someone who, just to like a follow through on that question, someone is asking, Lynette is asking, can someone let me see, Lynette is asking, can you fully heal from depression, or will it recur at some point in one's life? I think you have answered about recurring, but can you fully heal from depression?
Yes. Depression is treatable. It is treatable with the right interventions. And I would like to emphasize that, please, as we seek help, let us seek help from certified practitioners. We have a lot of, and that's why I think people are really interested in things like counseling, because we have people out here who are, of course, not quite qualified to offer therapy, but then you find, you hear many people say, I went for counseling and I'm not, I couldn't idea, you know. So let's seek help and make sure that when you go to see the therapist or the person you're seeing, ask for their credentials. Who are these attending to us? Just the way you go to, like I was thinking for an example to give, the way ladies, we go to buy clothes and you go to the shop and ask, is this from Turkey, for example? I'm not marketing that, but I'm just giving that as an example. Where is this from? You want to know, where is this shirt? Mwangi, that nice shirt, where is it from? You know. So you need to know who is attending.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. I like that. I like that. Just to follow through. Thank you for noticing my nice shirt, Daktari. You have made me feel good. I believe that helps me keep away from depression. Maria is saying, some get into depression. So Maria is saying that some people get into depression, but they cannot afford counseling sessions. So what advice do you have for some?
I'll tell you, treatment is not cheap, all right? But if in interventions, are you there? MC, we are there. Hello.
Yes, we are.
Yes, yes, we are
Oh,
there.
good. Beautiful, beautiful,
Uh,
beautiful,
We are there.
beautiful.
I will. Can you hear me? I will ask my
Yes, I can hear
technical
you.
team to kindly remove. We are seeing someone's screen right there. But I can
Yeah.
hear you, Dr. Ali. Let's go ahead.
Oh, good, beautiful. Yeah, I know therapy is not cheap. Depression treatment is not cheap because, for example, for severe depression,
Dr.
you
Can you
find
hear me?
somebody. Yes, I can. Yes, I'm trying to answer the question of, affordability. Yeah, are we there?
Okay.
Are we there? Are we there, Mr. Mwangi?
Yes.
Tuko pamoja?
Yes.
Yes, we
I
are
was saying,
there.
beautiful. So I was saying that, responding to the question about the affordability of therapy, treatment for depression is not cheap. By the way, to some patients, you'll find they even require admission because they have to go through, things like electroconvulsive therapy, that is CCT, that is, the patient goes in and there's a brief electrical stimulation of the brain that happens there, and it will happen like 2 to 3 times in a week. So you find some even will need admission. So like I said, depression is like any other condition. But anyway, just to answer the question, please seek help. God may direct you, even if you can't afford, to somebody who will be touched and they just decide to help you if you don't have money. The worst that we can do is to keep quiet. Please just speak to someone. I've given my number, please call me, So it cannot be.
Like we always say, yeah, like we always say, the worst that can happen is not doing anything.
Exactly. Let's talk. Let's talk and we talk to the right people.
So the numbers of Dr. Justin, the numbers of Dr. Justin, ladies and gentlemen, is 0728 248-786. I will repeat one more time. I've typed it out. The number, Living Dreams, Dr. Josephine Kenya, is 0728 248-786. 0728 248-786. Dr. Before I let you go, we are coming towards the end of the show tonight, but I'm seeing a question that is repeated so many times. I will take it as the last one, but a guy with a funky phone, A53, says that how can one deal with anxiety? At times, they get too anxious, especially when they are in crowded places or even at times in the streets. How can they deal with anxiety?
Thank you for the question. What I just heard that participant talk about is what we call social anxiety. Yeah, social anxiety, like they get anxious when they're around people and stuff like that. So they'll need assessment to be able to establish how many. They look for, they get a professional to assess the amount or the number of sessions they would need, and most probably they would be like 5, and they'll be able to get over it. Okay.
Okay. Last question.
Generally, yeah.
Okay. Last question, I think, for tonight is lack of sleep. Could lack of sleep lead to depression? Could it be a sign of depression? I'm just seeing that it's repeated severally about lack of sleep. Could it be a sign of depression? Could it lead to depression? Dr.
Yes. Thank you. Now, one of the things that there's an hormone, I mentioned an hormone we call stress hormone. It's called cortisol, medically, cortisol. When that hormone is misbehaving a little bit, whether it is high in the bloodstream, what happens at one among the things that are affected is the quality of sleep. And you remember when I was mentioning appetite, sleep,
libido and all that. So yes, lack of sleep could be a sign of depression, right? It could be a sign. I'm not saying. And they asked, can the reverse be true? Can lack of sleep also cause depression? Yeah. There are so many other factors that come into play, but as a single symptom, we cannot, conclude or give it a diagnosis of depression. Could be other factors. Maybe it's a little stress here and there, and someone is not able to sleep. But it is important to go for what we call psychological evaluation. Just to know, just go like you go to the dentist to check your teeth. Guys, go for psychological evaluation. Just say, go to a practitioner and say, I just need a psychological evaluation, just to know, am I okay? So you'll be assessed for anxiety, PTSD, and all other common mental health, including depression. So for ladies, the way we just go for like to a guy to be checked.
So Daktari, this one is great. Daktari, this one is from me to you. My question is, do you do psychological evaluation at Living Dreams?
Yes, we do. We do, Mr. Mwangi.
Okay, I will be calling you soon. I'll be visiting you. I'll be visiting you for that. I like to not only preach but do what I preach. Okay. So thank you so much, Daktari. This has been season 2, episode 2. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Candid Conversations, season 2, episode 2, where we hosted Dr. Josephine Kenya from Living Dreams. And like we said again, kindly get help. But the parting shot, what I liked most is for you to guard yourself from depression. Kindly be optimistic and surround yourself with positive people. That is what I'm just adding there. Be aware of your emotions, express it, enjoy life, keep a schedule, okay, be organized, and lastly, get connected. Even though we are social distancing, call your friends, hook up on social media, chit chat, get into a video call. Don't get lonely, don't do it alone. Like I always say from when we started Candid Conversation is that we are in this together, we have to get out together. Ladies and gentlemen, Candid Conversation is brought to you courtesy we are a trade managed events for I can promise you we do this as a CSR. This is not for us to keep, but it's for CSR. It is to be a blessing to someone else, okay? And then we want to thank you, Voyeurs, for fantabulous and just supporting us in a fantastic way. And to our other sponsors, we want to say asante sana. I want to read a few of your feedbacks. Gadondu Mary is saying, thanks, Daktari and Outburst, great topic. Grace Kabubu is saying, thanks, Daktari and Outburst team. Let's keep the conversations going. Deuri is saying, thank you, very enlightened. Awesome. Otis, you too, you need a psychological examination. I'm going for one. Kindly join me. I want us to take these things as easy like the way we go into a clinic because we have Homa. Last week also, like I said, Danish told us the same, that we need to normalize this thing. Just walk it and say, let's do this together. Let's hold each other as strong and accountable. Don't just sit there in silence. The topic for discussion will be, it will be, I want my technical team to put it out there because next week we will be right here at Candid Conversation from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. next week, and it's gonna be great. So kindly tune in. Also follow us on our social media platform, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna have a blast. Next week we have Dr. Jane Gatia, who will be our guest, tackling anxiety. Like I saw tonight, many people are talking about anxiety. I hope that you will control your being anxious until next week. Same time, same place. This has been your host, your one and only, the best MC with a nice shirt, like our guest has said. This is Mwangi Chege from Outburst. Thank you. See you then. Good night. God bless. Have a blast. Take care of yourself and be optimistic. Stay positive and guard your mental health. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Go for a psychological checkup once.